Hello, I'm Cindy Evans with K-State Research and Extension in Shawnee County. 1 in 15 U.S. homes is estimated to be high in radon gas. Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer after tobacco smoke. The only way to know whether your home is going to test high for radon is to use a radon test kit and conduct that test at home. In Shawnee County, we've been doing radon test kits for about 10 years, and we know that in this county, about a fourth to a third of the radon tests will be high. Now I'd like to show you how to conduct a radon test inside your home. Radon test kits are easy to use, and they come double bagged so that they are fresh and ready to use when you get inside your home. The first thing is to know where in your home you want to test. We want you to test the lowest finished or finishable level inside that home. So it's going to be a living space like a bedroom or a living area, but we do not test in high moisture areas, and we don't want to test in a utility room, perhaps where there's an open sump pump. Although you might get a higher level there, most people aren't sleeping next to the sump pump, and we're trying to get a true test of what your radon level is going to be. When you get home then, take the kit out of the first bag and you can read the instructions. All the kits come with a very detailed instruction sheet. We can walk you through at this time, but you can also read it on your own for further information. So once I know what room I'm going to test, for example, a downstairs bedroom, I'll be inside that room and I will take the test kit out inside that room. I will bend the kit, and inside you will find a package of activated charcoal. You do not need to cut this brown bag open. Radon can actually move through a cinder block wall, so it can move through that paper without any trouble. The activated charcoal will absorb the radon gas so that the lab can get a measurement of it later. We'll take this foam sponge, put it in there, and then you're going to place the radon kit in breathing level between 2 foot and 6 foot. It could be laid on a dresser. It also has a hanger, so you could hang it from a ceiling fan, but do not hang it from the cold air return. We do not want any forced air going through it. And so even if you hang it from a ceiling fan, it's important that you don't have the fan on during the time that you're conducting the test. Extra air that moves through that can cause a false high result. So as I said, 2 foot to 6 foot. Make sure that it's at least 3 foot away from the exterior wall, and it should not be sitting in the direct sunlight. This is going to be a short-term test, a 3-day minimum to a 7-day maximum. So if you've put it someplace that's out of sight, put a sticky note someplace where you will remember what day you need to take this down. And that's as simple as it is. It's going to sit there for 3 to 7 days. At the end of that time, you're going to take the foam out, throw it away. There is a white adhesive seal right here that you will peel off, squeeze out the air, and stick it shut. And then you need to fill out all the information on the back of the kit. It has lines for your name, address, and an email. The lab will directly email your results to you if you provide them an email address, and the results will come much faster that way. They will also mail you more detailed results, but that may take 3 to 4 weeks. It's important that you put the start date and the ending date. You will note that there is no month identified on these kits. Because of it being a time test, they're going to know what month this test was conducted by when they received it at the lab. Radon has a half-life of about 4 days, so it's important that they get to the lab in a very timely manner. So you should send it to the lab the day that you take it down, or the day that you have completed that test. Here we have a starting time clock. So if you went home and started the test at 2 p.m., you would circle that. And if you ended it on the 4th day at 8 a.m. in the morning, you would circle that. And then you would get ready to put that into the mail that day. It has a few more questions it asks. It wants to know the average temperature of the room tested, and it has options for 40, 50, 60, 70, or 80. We do not test if it's below the temperature of 40 degrees. What floor did you test? Was it a basement, crawl space first or second? And actually, we do not recommend for our home tests doing those in a crawl space because, again, we are trying to test the living area. So the basement, first floor, second floor. Were closed house conditions maintained? And that simply means that you kept the doors and the windows shut. We're not wanting to test in the springtime if you might have the windows open. We're trying to test under a closed house condition. In Kansas, we figure that people are heating their home probably 4 to 6 months of the year, maybe air conditioning another 2 months of the year, and so the closed house condition is the normal time frame for trying to conduct a radon test. January is actually Radon Action Month, and it's because that's a time when most people have their homes closed up in Kansas, and that's going to give you a true picture of what the radon level might be in your home. And then finally, it's asking you if you're testing for the first time as a follow-up or as a real estate transaction. If you're doing this as a real estate transaction, you need to do 2 tests about 4 to 6 inches apart at the same time, and that will verify the validity of the test result that you get. What you are hoping for is a result below a 4. It's 4 picocuries per liter. And what we're measuring is the radioactive breakdowns in a liter of air. Even though you can't see it around us, there's a radioactive decay that is happening with radon all the time. And I will simply liken it to a spark. And so the more decays that are happening in the air, as we breathe that in, it can zap the living tissue in our lungs. And it creates the opportunity for lung cancer to develop over a period of many years. We're talking about a long-term exposure to radon, perhaps 15 years. And research shows that if somebody is exposed to a level of 4 for a period of 15 years or more, that it can double their risk for lung cancer. So we really do think that testing inside the home is very important. So we've talked about how to conduct a test, how to seal it up, and then to get ready to mail it off. Do cut off the hanger. Postage is on that already, so you can mail it from any mailbox without having to take it in to be weighed. And then just wait for the result. It is important that you do write down the tracking number that is found on each kit so that in case yours would get lost or you want to call our office because you've not received a result, we can track what that kit number was and see if it was received at the lab. In summary, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer. The way that you can protect your family is by testing your home and taking steps to mitigate if you find that you have a high radon level. Your county extension office is a resource for you to help understand radon level and to find a source of mitigators who have been approved by the National Environmental Health Association if you need that as well. Give us a call if we can help you. Thank you.